In April last year, I'm a part of the graduating class of 2015. Since August, I've been doing college at Virginia Tech, which is on the east coast of America. I study engineering, and I'll be majoring in computer science. I'm thinking of doing a minor also in business, math, or cybersecurity. There's still time for me to think about that. And well, here I am back in Japan, back home, to spend a month here with my family, with friends, with all of you for winter break. So like I mentioned before, college is an amazing place. There's so many opportunities, so many things you can do. But one thing which everyone must remember, college and school are not the same. They are completely different. And that is one crucial thing I realized after I went there. You make your own life at college. College only helps you make your life. And when I say make your life, I literally mean make your life, because you have to make your own timetable. You decide what class you want to go to, when, where, how, with which teacher, which professor, what time, everything. It's all up to you. And if you don't do it, well, you just don't have a timetable then. You can join clubs. There's clubs for everything. Any club you can think of. If you like basketball, there's a club for that. You like swimming, there's a club for that. In fact, my university even has a club for kabaddi. That's weird, but interesting. I went to a few kabaddi matches. At college, you are a completely independent person. You do everything on your own, from waking up to going back to sleep. Your mom's not going to be there. Well, my mom was never there to come into my room, wake me up, switch on the light and say, Akshay, go to school. That's never happened, and that's not going to happen for 4 years. I do my laundry every week, every Saturday. You can be the person who never does their laundry. I know such people. It's disturbing. It's difficult. But there are such people who never do their laundry, or there are people who do their laundry every 2 days. One interesting thing about college is that the professors are not going to push you to do their work. They will never say, you haven't done the past 3 homeworks. Go ahead and finish it. That's never going to happen. I'm not saying that college professors don't care about you. If you email them with an issue, if you say, sir, my last 3 days have been really difficult, I won't be able to finish my work, can you extend my time? They'll be more than happy to do that. And in fact, I've done that twice. This one time, I was really busy. I had this career fair to go to. I was organizing an event. It was impossible for me to finish my engineering project. So I emailed my professor. I showed him my timetable, told him my schedule, and bam, I got 2 more days. It's that simple. If you work for it, if you ask for it, if you show interest, your professors are going to let you have what you want. And this is the same with high school. If you show your teachers, you show your sirs that you're interested, and you're genuinely not able to finish your work, you're going to get more time. Teachers want you to finish your work. At college, if you don't do your work without telling your professor, you don't discuss it with him, you don't do your work, you get a 0. You don't do your work again, you get another 0. And that's how you fail college. Another interesting part about college is that we have a roommate to get along with. I understand that some of you might have lived in a hostel before and have had roommates. I've never had a roommate. That was my first time. So it was an interesting experience. Your roommate can be the one who decides whether you love your semester or completely hate it. My roommate is from Florida, America. He's an amazing guy. We're doing the same major. I'm glad I got someone like him and not a few others down the hall. Although he's a little bit messy, I can work with that. So having a roommate is an amazing thing, an amazing experience, and a unique one, which honestly you'll never forget. You guys should look forward to having a roommate. Yet the biggest difference between high school and college is time. You ask anyone, this is the first thing I'll tell you. But I have it as the last thing so I can speak a little bit more about time. You will have a lot of non-class time. I'm in class every day for about 2 to 5 hours on average per week. It doesn't seem like much, but it can really take up a lot of time. Because I can have, in fact, I do have one class at 9 a.m. and my other class at 1 p.m. So what about the time in between? It's not really free time as such, right? So what defines college is what you do within those between class times. I do 15 credits of courses. I did 15 credits of courses this semester, which means I was in class for about 15 hours a week. So if someone tells you that they're doing a 3-credit calculus course, it means they are in class, in calculus class, for 3 hours a week. 1 credit means 1 hour a week. That's something which would be helpful to keep in mind for most of you. I'll show you my timetable. This is the timetable I was following for the past semester. I've got only 2 classes on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That's fun. Only 2 classes. Woo! My usual day begins at around 8 or 9 a.m. I'm up by 7 or 8, depending on which class I have to go to. You can see Tuesdays and Thursdays I've got an 8 a.m. class, and the rest of the days I start off at 9 a.m. So I usually wake up 1 hour before my first class. And the timetable kind of cuts off at 4 p.m. because my latest class ends at 4:30. Tuesday is a bad day. I'm completely filled, and that small white block in the middle, that's when I have lunch. That's all I can do because it's not a lot of time. Tuesday, I've got chemistry lab, which is fun. Trust me, chemistry lab is fun. You do so many things. You can mix colors. You can, well, in simple words, you mix colors and make more colors. It's fun. College is more than just lectures and classes, and that, the image you see, that's my computer science class. It's the biggest class I have. Well, in software design, but computer science in a way. There's 220 students in that class. That's my biggest class. Then I have chemistry, which is 200 students. That's all for big classes. The rest of my classes don't go above 25 to 30 students. This is just a first semester thing, but being in a huge class is fun. Just like I started off my presentation, opportunities, college and opportunities are the 2 things that go together better than nothing else. There are so many things you can do. You just need to go find them. Kabaddi club. I might actually play in a few matches. It's fun, kabaddi. You can join whatever club you want, whatever project you want. You can work on personal projects. You can get them approved by a professor, and that goes on your resume. That's amazing. You get experience. You get to work with other students. You get to collaborate with your professors. You can work on projects which other students have. And if they're okay to get new members, then perfect. That's it. You can do part-time jobs, and you can keep getting involved. And it's these little things which you must do in college to really make your college time good. This is what I realized in the first semester. I was involved in a couple of things this semester. I was on the organizing team for an event called a hackathon. It's nothing illegal. We don't hack. It's just a fancy name for where you go to a university. You have 36 hours, and you build whatever you want. You have all the resources available to you. You have little microcontrollers, you have chips, you've got things like Oculus Rifts, that's the VR set. You have anything you want, and you build. You gotta start from scratch and end it in 36 hours. And then there's companies like Microsoft, Google, which give out awards, and oh, that's the way to get a good job. So I'm on the organizing team for that event at my university. And we're expecting about 3,000 students from all over the country. It's gonna be a fun event, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm also the engineering and global student ambassador. It's a fun leadership experience. I represent my university to other students, to parents, to new, well, I mean, in a way I am representing my university right now, so that's pretty cool. I also do some research at the robotics lab. It's a terrestrial robotics lab. It's more of a mechanical engineering lab, but because I'm a CS computer science major, I can work on a lot of the coding. We've been, well, I'm just a first year student anyway, so I don't do a lot of the coding there, but I have been exposed and been working with a couple of things. Like, we built this arm, we're building a robot, one of the robots which can not fight, my bad, why did I say fight? Which can help in disaster times. And one of the robots developed at this lab was actually used to put out fire and rescue people at a fire somewhere. I'm also part of the Galileo Living Learning Community, which is a special living learning community for engineers. If anyone has any questions, just feel free to stop me, raise your hand, and well, I'll answer whatever you have. So that's the picture of the lab I work at. That's just one corner of the lab. The lab's bigger inside. On the top right, you can see a field. It's just the field which is in the middle of our university. There's the field, and on the left, there's the academic side where all the academic buildings are, and on the right, there's the residential side, the place where I stay. But that's the field right in the middle, and they always have tents set up for different clubs trying to get more members or different events going on, and companies just come there and set up their tents and give out leaflets or grab resumes or whatever. On the bottom right, you can see, I guess you can see a net. I'm not sure if it's really visible, I guess it is. But that's where I occasionally go and just play a bit of badminton or volleyball, you know, some stress-releasing events. Sports. Sports is big at any college. Any college you go to, there's going to be a sport that college is known for. And Virginia Tech is really, really into American football. It's a fun game, amazing game, unique. I've never played American football before this. I tried my hand at the game. It's fun. You do that and then grab the ball, go touchdown. It's a fun game. You should check it out. So I went to this game. We were playing against Duke University. And our university has a stadium called Lane Stadium, which has a seating capacity of 65,000. It's huge. So we were standing there for 5 hours. Turns out college students don't sit in a football match. I don't know why, but they don't sit. So I ended up standing for 5 hours. Well, my legs went numb the next day, but the experience was fun. Screaming, go, go, or touchdown every 5 minutes. Although I'm accepting American culture, understanding it, I've not forgotten Indian culture. We celebrated Diwali. We'll be doing Holi next semester, next year, sorry. There's been Dandiya, the one with sticks. We've done Navratri, and well, I occasionally eat Indian food. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good, I guess. So I've said enough about my college life. Now the question is, what should all of you do to be able, or what should you focus to be able to get into a good college? I guess we have students from 8th to 12th grade, is that correct? 8th to 12th grade. What colleges love? If you know this, then well, you're on the right spot. Colleges primarily first look at your GPA, your scores. The better your scores are, the better your chances are to get in. But it doesn't mean that if you have amazing scores, you're getting in. Because colleges want other things too. They prefer students who have got experience in other fields alongside grades. You're going to need your SAT scores, you're going to need TOEFL, probably AP if you want to get out of some first-year college courses. Colleges love leadership roles. Student council is an amazing example of that here. Be it any form of leadership, it doesn't mean that you have to be the leader of a team. A leadership role is one where you're a part of a team, you're assigned some job, and something is expected from you. If you deliver it, you carried out the role of leader. You don't have to be at the top. Be a member. That's what a leadership role is. After that, colleges love extracurricular activities. Join clubs, play sports, have hobbies, explore them, get new hobbies. Talk about your hobbies to different colleges because colleges love unique students. If you're into the Rubik's Cube, that is amazing. Make sure you mention that in your application because there's only a few people in this world who are really good at the Rubik's Cube. That's an example. You can think of any extracurricular activity, any hobby, anything you can have. And if you have done some volunteer work, that is amazing. And if you haven't, you should go ahead and find something. You can volunteer at a hospital for a week, or you can simply come and help out at a winter concert. That's volunteer work. If you help organize something, if you help do something, anything that can be counted as volunteer work, colleges are going to love that. Because then it means that you have got experience. You did something which no one asked you to do. You went ahead and you said, I want to help. That's what colleges want. That's the kind of students colleges are looking into. So a quick brief up of what I just said. You can focus on general SAT, start preparing early because you're going to need a good amount of preparation to get a good score in general SAT. Anything above a 2200 out of a 2400 is a great score. If you have that, then, well, you're almost definitely in, given that you have got other extracurricular activities, leadership roles, and other things to back you up. The subject tests are really easy. Trust me. You're doing CBSE. They're a piece of cake. Target a score as high as you can. And because we're, well, international students, you're going to need to prove your English proficiency by giving the TOEFL for the United States or the IELTS for the United Kingdom, whichever you're targeting. Some universities will accept your CBSE 12th grade English scores, but then again, some don't. All colleges have their own college-specific guidelines and requirements. So whatever college you're planning or thinking about, you should always go on their website, take a look at what they want, because each college is different. Some don't even want SAT, some want just SAT. So you need to go out there, research, and look for what you want to do and where you want to go. Now there's a slide titled CBSE. Kind of seems out of place with this presentation, doesn't it? College life, done with CBSE. Why is that on there? Well, after I went to college in Virginia Tech and spent a whole semester there, there's one thing I realized, that CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, what all of you are doing right now, I guess most of you, is that it has prepared me to face my first year of college in an amazing way. CBSE will build up your base in maths, sciences, most probably business too, I'm not sure, but I'm speaking primarily for the science side. The calculations you will do, the fact that you don't have to use a calculator, I hated that in 11 and 12. But then when I went to college, I realized that not using calculators has actually given me a good way with numbers. Because you can now just look at numbers, you can estimate in your mind. And estimation is really important, because if you're not able to estimate, then it's bad. You should. Because CBSE, that's what CBSE focuses on. Mental calculations, estimation. And if you can do that in college, which I could in my first semester, it went amazing. It's pretty good. You're given calculators in college for most subjects, for most classes. And I, of course, use calculators, but then I'm also given this form of assurance after I solve a question that yes, my answer is correct. This is what it seems like. The numbers just add up in my mind, and that's right. After doing CBSE, I was able to get out of the first year math and English courses, which means I don't need to take the original first semester math courses. I went directly into the second semester math courses. That's because I was able to give an exam after I went to university. and I was able to get out of the course because I knew all of it. And why did I know all of it? Because, well, I learned it here. But this is a university-specific thing. My university, everyone has to take chemistry. There was no exam for that. So I couldn't get out of chemistry, but I knew most of the chemistry there. And honestly, I slept through a few classes. But so, in conclusion, after studying from a CBSE school, college first year is going to be far simpler than what you would expect. This is true, should be true universally. It's true for American colleges, has to be true for Indian colleges, and I believe must be true for other colleges in other countries too. So, that is all for my presentation. If anyone has any questions, anything you want to know about college life that I didn't mention yet, just Neil.
Of the criteria that colleges look at in a student, which of them would you say was the hardest to satisfy?
Was the what?
The most difficult to fulfill?
This depends more on the qualities of a different student itself. For me, what was the hardest could be the easiest for you. So if you want to specifically know what was hardest for me, I don't know, they were all hard. They're all pretty hard. But I'd say the SAT exam was a little tougher than what I had expected. Are there any other questions? Only one question? Come on. All right then. Thank you so much.